Hello, Will here, and today we are back in Skyrim, and today we're in a very sort of working progress kind of video today, as today we are looking at 3 mods that are either can be found in the work in progress tab,
I've
or
been looking for you. Got something
get
I'm supposed to
interrupted
deliver.
by Tim the Courier.
Hands only.
Come on, mate,
Let's
hurry
see.
up.
A letter from the Jarl.
Yay!
Moving up in the world.
But right, so the first one we are going to do is... It doesn't really have... Okay, now I will say its name is not the most imaginative, but it's a work in progress, so... But the first one we're looking at is Player Home, way, Island Retreat, by Ferret854. So this will be in the... is in the work in progress tab. I don't think it's anywhere else. I've never seen it anywhere else, so I would imagine it's still in the work in progress. Whether it's finished or not, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I haven't tested it, so I don't know if it's actually finished yet or if it's still being worked on. There we go. Oh. Well, I didn't get much chance to say anything, but okay. But yeah, so I mean, it looks pretty full at the moment, and yeah, actually, it was obviously technically sort of like it's not as far up north as that, obviously. But as you can see, there's a boat obviously near Dawnstar. There's a map marker on your map straight away for it, so you can just go and find it. Bosh, done. No need to locate it. No need to. You can just fast travel to it, then go for it, and then boosh, here you are. Some of the retextures and stuff like that are going to be obviously probably more likely from a mod that I already have installed. I mean, it looks like it might be relatively new because you've got the fishing here, and I think these are and some might actually be from possibly the Tribunal. No, is it? I can't remember what it's called. Is it Tribunal? The one that has like Vivek and Almalexia and Sofa Sil, that one. I think it's the Tribunal, I can't remember what it's called. I think these might be from it. So, it looks like it is still a relatively new, or it's still it's been updated fairly recently. I'll take the key. Let's have a look at this, right? This paper certifies the holder as landowner and regent over the region. Cool. Of Sanctuary Island. All lands of this island are property of, and it's enter. I don't know if they're trying to get it to say the player's name. It could be. How they fix that, I can't remember. The pain in the ass to work that out. I'll take it anyway. Okay, so basically, I own the land. Any land that I see, I own, which unfortunately is not a lot considering it's an island. Just this and the other lands. Well, what other lands? There's only one island. No, I don't know. I might be wrong. Let's have a look. I'm probably not going to look in everything, but we'll have a little look around. So there's like, obviously you got a lighthouse, fire. So it's just fire. I mean, there's some got some mead. Need it. Okay, looks like it might expand that bit over there, possibly. This thing, I don't know how big this land actually is. I don't know how big the island is. You got your own windmill, and then what looks like meant to be kind of like stables for horses. Yeah, there you go. Watching no horses, but that could be a future thingy, a future update, possibly. I don't know. Because I don't know if they're planning for your horses to come here, I don't know how they plan to get the horses to stay. Yeah, you got some of the farm animals, so you got yourself a couple of goats, you got yourself a cow. Also got some chickens, a good boy called Riley. So it looks like it can be a follower, but I think you would need to have the multiple follower mod installed for it to work. Let's just go have a look over the hill. Because on top of the thing it looked fairly empty, so it looks like they were planning something over here. Okay, so it's definitely... Okay, oh, there's actually a cave. Oh. That's the thing, it doesn't give you much in the description. It gives you very little in the description. Oh, I like this forest. Ooh. I definitely like how Ferret's done this forest. Very spooky. Ooh. It's better. Is that? Yeah, that's. I will say. That looks pretty cool. Done a very good job there, I'm gonna say. I don't know if this is technically actually the way, but it's a way that it looks like I can make it. Yeah, it looks like it. Again, I don't know if that's the intended way, but it kind of looks like it is. And yeah, of course, there's gonna be like little bug things like this and stuff like that, you know. But lucky enough, it's like if Ferret sees it, then it's just like, okay, I've noticed that, I'll fix that, blah 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 blah, you know. Yeah, that's a massive tree. That's huge. So we're down there. Break my legs. Random stone cairn. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fireflies. Oh, wow, that's great. Torchwood. Great tree. Well, no shit. But is there anything else here? It seems to be like, well, okay, well, the tons of cottons for here, around here for some reason, is massive. That torchbug looks actually quite big as well for a torchbug. I might be wrong, but... Oh, is it actually... Oh, I don't think it's actually a cave. I think it's just used a cave symbol. Oh. I mean, it's still nice. It's still nice that there's there's other locations that aren't like meant to be kind of like player used as such. You know, it's a great tree. You know, yeah, you can't live in it. You know, you can't go living in the great tree. You can't go exploring the great tree as such. But it's there. But you know, maybe they might do more of it in the future if Ferret does more updates to this. Right, here we are, back at the lodge. Let's just have a quick look around here. I mean, it's a bucket. Go for a bucket. So obviously they've used the half-fire house styling for it, just decorate out a bit. Alright, but since we have the key, let's go and have a look. Alright. Have a little look around here. Yeah, so it's all been decorated out. Ooh, we've got a nice dual picture. Weapon back. Curtains. Nice big grand hall. Lovely. Yeah. So but I'm not looking into great detail because it's all like, oh, that goes back outside. No, I don't want to go out there. Ah. So yeah, so it looks like it's basically there. He's used a half-fire house, which there's nothing. Oh, fancy chest down there. Yeah, well, obviously there's nothing wrong with that because it's like you've got the house there. You may as well use it. You know, why not? But obviously the decoration has been well, much more highly decorated, basically. So it has a much more grander look, much more idyllic, sort of like. I don't know, it's hard to explain because you know, an idyllic, grand mansion kind of stylization to it. But yeah. I mean, obviously, since this is a work in progress mod, obviously I wouldn't recommend start using this house just yet. Primarily because it's like if you store stuff away, then they update it, you might lose all your stuff. But it's definitely one that I would actually consider using once it's sort of like its final release has been released. When it's all full and ready to go. It is actually one I would actually consider using because I like it. But I would imagine the house itself doesn't need that much more work done to it. I think the house is basically done actually. So I think now it's all primarily down to finishing off the island, I think. By the looks of it. But again, Ferret might have some other ideas that they want to do with the house, for all I know. So, anyway, that's going to be it for this one. So this was Play at Home Island Retreat by Ferret854. And yeah, I will leave a link in the description below, but again, this is a work in progress mod. So it is going to be sort of like the thing of, have a look at it, you know, see if you like it, decide anyway, but be careful if you're going to start using it as a play at home straight off the bat. Just on the premise again, because if Ferret updates it and then you update it, you will lose. Basically, you'll lose all your stuff. So be wary of that. All right. So that's it for this first one. Next, we are going to be going off to one that I've looked at before because it's one of mine. On the premise of because it's still a work in progress. I've recently updated it with a bit more work done to it. So we're going to go back off to the city of Scar End. Alright, so here we are with mod number 2, which is the one for no more. Scar End. Obviously this is still a work in progress. It has featured in one or two videos before, sort of like little update videos, sort of just announcing it and then showing it off a little bit of what progress has been done. And again, this is going to be something that's basically effectively the same, you know, sort of like showing what progress has been made. In the ways of the docks, I don't think the docks have changed that much since the last time. The only thing that I think might be a little bit different is maybe basically the NPCs. There might actually be some more NPCs than last time, I think. It's been a while since I've done the last one, so but yeah, so I'm not going to spend too much time in the actual harbour bit itself because this isn't what it is, what it means. So just give me a quick show off for anyone who hasn't seen the other ones. Just going to having a quick, just quickly walking through, just showing off, and then we'll go into what is the main update. Which again is still a work in progress. But but it's like, for example, yeah, this building, you can't get in this building. This explains why. So it's like, due to current conflicts in the north, the warehouse is off limits to anyone who does not have clearance to enter. That's not because you literally can't enter it. It's because I can't be bothered to fill the inside. But no, I wanted to try and give this. I can't really say. Well, there's supposed to be something here. I need to fix this. But yeah, I was trying to give just a bit more of a, I don't know, a realistic vibe to it. So it's like, for example, you can't enter this building. It doesn't even allow you, but that's because it's basically saying unless you have clearance, you can't enter. You know. And so, like, I want to try and do sort of similar stuff with some of the other buildings. Ones that you wouldn't be allowed to enter normally. So if it's like directly somebody's home, it's like, no, you can't go in it because that's somebody's home. You can't just go waltzing into people's houses. That'd be like me just waltzing into your house, and you don't even know what it even look like. Let alone know me.
Huh?
So it's just like, it's kind of like that. So it's trying to address that. Oh yeah, I think I've still got to fix her as well. There's still a couple of like tweaks I gotta make to this first part, but they're just like it's just little tweaks. The main place where we want to go is basically through that gate over there. That's the main area we want to go, which we're gonna go to. So this is the what's called basically Skyran Harbour, and this takes you basically into the city of Skyran itself. Alright. Now this is the first time. I mean, if you're on my Discord. Whoa, thunder! That's very good thunder. But yeah, if you're on my Discord, you would have seen screenshots of some of this stuff by now. But if you're not on my Discord, then this should be the first time this has been shown else anywhere else. And obviously, again, it is a work in progress mod, so there are going to be things that aren't complete. Which, in the case of the city, is a lot of stuff. A lot of the city is not complete right now. So I mean, there's a random horse, but that's because the horse is technically with the car over there, technically. But as you can see, it's like, yeah, the buildings here, none of them have doors. That's because I still got to build them. I still got to build the interiors. So I haven't given them doors. But it's like, for example, these are going to be the shops, for example. And then if you come up to here, you're going to have a little temple here. But again, the door's there, but that's just the part of the fruit. That's just part of the static model. So obviously you can't use it. But we're going to have some. I need to remember my blueprint of the layout for this place. But you're going to have in the city. You're going to have like stuff like obviously your general shops, alchemists, blacksmiths. There's going to be effectively what is something similar to a fighters guild or companions or something like that. I think, but it's more than like a knights guild of like dragoon knights. And there's also going to be like a sorcerer's coalition. So effectively a fighters guild and a mages guild. But don't get too hyped up because it's like, yeah, I'll put people in there. There'll be some followers, but obviously it's not going to open up to massive quest lines. I might do like a little side thing that you can do, like for a bit of fun. You know, it's like, oh, here's one job, get this job, you get yourself, you know, a nice set of armor from doing the one for the dragoons, and for the Sorcerer's Coalition, and you get yourself a nice staff or something like, you know, something little, basically. So that's going to be one of them there. I think this is going to be the blacksmiths here, if I can remember correctly. And then, so if you come up to here, this is where you start getting to the more residential area of the city. And this is probably so far out of the city, this is like the kind of like the most developed area. Though there's still a lot to do. You know, there is a lot to do. Sort of around this area is the most developed. Obviously, there's no people. There isn't really any music, I don't think. I know, yeah, none of the buildings have doors. Because again, work in progress, bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, anyways, when it comes to these buildings, I'll need to turn that fucking around, don't I? I don't know. I might leave it as is. But yeah, when it comes to like a lot of these buildings and stuff like that, like all these buildings, some you might be able to enter, but not all, because it'd be again following the same kind of idea that, you know, you can't just go waltzing into people's houses willy-nilly kind of thing. You know, it's all like, no, you have to knock on the door because that's the nice thing to do. That's the polite thing to do. So it's like with this, it's like you can't enter everyone's house, but the ones that you can't enter, I do plan to have like a little message come up and to say, you know, just for a bit of emergency, say that, you know, you knocked on the door but nobody answered, or you knocked on the door and the guy told you to bugger off. You know, sort of that kind of thing. La 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 la. Oh, yeah, I didn't show you on the other side. You know, so it's that kind of thing. So I'm trying to create a very immersive aspect to this, but it also does mean I need that there's a lot of people. I do need to create quite a lot of NPCs. which I'm no stranger to that because Dark Moon of Elsewhere, that has like 100 odd NPCs. So I'm no stranger to creating a lot of people. But it's coming up with the names. That was the same problem with Dark Moon of Elsewhere. Creating all the people, that was easy. That was easy, nice and simple. Well, I say simple, but you know that was fine. It was naming them all, so that's why I had to get help from, like, for example, Dragon Blade Carlisle, who helped, who was sort of like, was a to a degree is not like a co-creator on it, because they gave it a bit of input on it for names and some little ideas here and there kind of thing. But a lot of people gave names for it, and so I'm kind of needing names for this. I've already been given a bunch of names by Oral Core J over on my Discord, but I need more. I need more names, and I've been trying to go for like a kind of like a name and aesthetic. So it's like it's like, for example, you can get a bunch of people who have a lot of very British kind of sounding names, or a bunch of people who have very kind of like Latin sounding names, or very Italian kind of styled names. Bada bing, bada boom. And with this is basically going for the very kind of Greek style. So if you know any names that are maybe common in Greece, or or are from old Greek tales, from Greek history or Greek stories and fables and legends and what have you. Anything that is basically Greek or comes from Greece in the way of a name, let me know in the comments below, because I do need a lot of names. And so yeah, and then obviously this is going to be over here. It's going to be a massive ass temple. And yeah, I know initially people are probably thinking, well, if that's a big ass temple, what the fuck is that? Well, that, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, anyway, if all goes according to plan, that is hopefully going to be your player home. But I might also said that you might be able to own one of the smaller houses as well. So just in case if you're like, oh, I don't want to be some kind of like big king or queeny kind of person. I want to be a peasant. I'm gonna live in a small house because I want to be a peasant. Then it's just like, but the initial idea is for that to be the player home, or basically so far, the naming for that at the moment is just called the Citadel. It doesn't have any other name. I haven't really thought of any other name. It's just called the Citadel. That's that as of at the moment. But yeah, so that's kind of it. That's kind of a look at the city of Skyrim. Obviously, still a lot of work to do. Is it coming out this year? Probably not. I don't think this will be coming out this year. So this will probably be out next year. That's the plan, anyway. Because obviously things can change, bosh. So yeah. Hopefully this kind of piques some interest. I will leave a link in the description below, because you can obviously download this for yourself. So so you could go and have a little look. The Skyrim Harbour itself is basically pretty much done. So even though you might not be able to do that much in the city, apart from take all of this stuff, but yeah, so even though you might not be able to do much in the city, the harbour is pretty much up and running. But yeah, so yeah, if you have any Greek names to suggest, let me know in the comments below. Again, there will be a link in the description if you want to have a look at this for yourself. So yeah, this was The Wanderer No More, Part 4, Episode 4, whatever you want to call it, the Skyrim. And again, this probably won't be out until next year, where obviously when it's finished and all up and running, I will do a much more in-depth video into it. But right, on to the final mod of the video, which is again, if you're on my Discord, you would know you would know basically what it is, kind of thing. But if you're not on my Discord, then again, this basically will more than likely be your first time seeing it. Well, I'll say more than likely, it basically will be your first time seeing it. Simple as, really, isn't it? At the end of the day. But for that, obviously, we need to go back to the mainland, and we need to go down to the Valkyrie Fair. Alright, here we are with the final mod of the video, which this is a sneak peek at a couple of locations in the upcoming Where Darkness Dwells mod, otherwise known as the Crimson Moons. So yeah, there is. So I am working on a new Where Darkness Dwells mod, story mod. It's not. I haven't really fully fleshed out the story yet. But the one thing I will say is that it's not a direct continuation of the previous 3 Where Darkness Dwells mods stories, or over that. So it's kind of going to be more of its own separate story. So more probably, basically, effectively, will more likely basically it will end up being a standalone. Alright, so yes. So technically in this story mod, the first location you'll go to will probably be something like Jorvaska or something like that, basically to start it off. But then once you've done that, you will end up here at the Lady of the Lake Mill. Now, the Lady of the Lake Mill is going to be a special mill by the fact that it is a mill that you will get to use as a player home. So yes, technically, this whole thing here, this whole area, can become yours. And you get yourself a couple of cows, get yourself a new horse for Cyrus. You do have to be wary of some skeletons just over there sometimes. But yeah, so this whole area, and not so much this thing. This thing kind of like is basically. I know how rude of it to try and get in here. But yeah, so yeah, that. Okay, yeah, technically that fits the Bone Wolf. Yeah, don't worry about the Bone Wolf. But no. But anyway, it's basically anything that you see here is basically technically you can use, and it's basically yours. It's because this becomes your player area. So I'm gonna I might switch this one around, or attempt to switch it around to the grain mill, so then you can create your flour, for example. There might be some little changes here and there in the final release, but it's still a while away yet. You know, you got yourself some fertile soil, some nice plants. You will need the Rara Curios Creation Club mod, the Fishing Creation Club mod, and the Saints and Seducers Creation Club mod for this mod. You know, so you could do yourself a spot of fishing down the dock. You could do yourself a spot of growing just under the house. You could go out here. You see here, you got your own little lumber mill. And at the back here, you got your smithing area. You know, so you got all your bare essentials that you need just on the outside of the house. And then just here. Come up here. There you get a chest. It's just a random chest, but you know it's not there for anything specific. And then you've got a little seating area, and then obviously you've got the actual lakeside cottage itself. So let's go and have a look inside the cottage. Right, and here we are inside the cottage. So this will be yours. Into which obviously it is all player friendly, ready for the go, bada bing bada boom, bada bosh. And here you got empty chairs, you got a bunch of stuff there. You got your food storage shelf for any of the foods. Okay, so I'm gonna. So that's when that changed because that's meant to be a moon dial, so there was a moon disc thing on it in the static object of it, but it didn't seem to be there. So, oh well, I'll switch that around for something else probably. But no, but you got your basic kitchen here, massive cheese, bloody huge cheese. And that's your kitchen, and obviously you got a little bit of a seating area for yourself. Strong extender, strong box, a bit of a bookshelf with all them books, so many books. Obviously, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, but yeah. So obviously the question structure will work similar to what some of my previous ones have worked on. So there'll be notes that will give you clues of where you need to go. Show up map markers of areas where you need to go, that kind of thing, the basic standard stuff. You got some fish. You got some more storage over here. But a booth for your books. Some weapon packs are there for yourself if you want them. Did I make the dog already? No, I haven't made the dog yet. Okay, I wanted to see. I can't remember if I made a dog or not. So I don't, because this is set up down here because it set up the basics of a dog. I can't remember if I made a dog. I'll need to have a look. Oh well. If not, you got a space for your dog as well anyway. But then you obviously come into here. You got your basically the bedroom. Again, the decoration here might change a little bit. It won't move around so much, but I might there might be some stuff might be added in. There might be a few extra things here and there added in. And yeah, so again, it's nothing crazy, but it's nice and I think it's nice and idyllic. I reckon. And then and then this basically becomes yours. Simple as really. So in here, at a point during the story, obviously you'll find something in here, and that will basically lead you to your next destination, which is the next area we're going to have a sneak peek at, which it's a little bit to the southeast or southwest. I can't remember where I placed it. I placed it somewhere. Alright. So we're going out here. I'm going to borrow the horse. Come here, horsey. I'm going to borrow you. I think I might set up Osiris to be a bit faster. Yeah, so Osiris is a little bit faster than the average horse. He's not anything stupid. He's not stupid fast, but he's a bit faster than the average horse. So once you read a particular thing here, it will basically bring up this map marker, where you go next. So let's set that as my destination, and let's head over there. And the horse just sunk into the ground. And here we are at the other destination in the sneak peek, which at the moment is the placeholder name I've just put for it for the moment. It's just Ancient Burial Chamber. Again, it might change. The name might change in the final release. But as you can see already, we got a dead Dawn Guard and a dead vampire. Obviously, this is a Where Darkness Dwells story, so obviously vampires are going to be involved. So you got Dawn Guard. So the Dawn Guard are, I don't know how involved the Dawn Guard are going to be in this at the moment in the story. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really thought about how far ahead just yet. But you come in and get a bit of loot, la la la. And that part, so we're actually going to have a look inside the Ancient Burial Chamber. And then, so yeah, see, you might come across some like that little lighted bugs. Obviously, all of this kind of stuff's going to be kicked out of it. Obviously, the final release. The Dawn Guard. Let's go down. Dark spiral stairs. Down, 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 down. for them. And we make our way into the chamber. Here, this is another destination. Where there's a vampire. Hello, vampire. Whack. There's also a vampire over here. Who I have to whack. I need to whack him. Whack. Yeah. Then you got your burial chamber. We've got sacrifice. We've got no obviously. Well, obviously this indicating that they might have actually been Dawnguard, and we've got a couple of broken sarcophaguses. A whole bunch of vampires and a dead Dawnguard guy that broken on the table. Obviously broken disco light. Gonna need to fix that. That's fine. You know. And then obviously you'll get here, you'll find some notes or journals or whatever kind of stuff. That will basically then guide you on where you need to go next. Tra la la la, blah blah blah. You know, standard stuff. But yeah, so again, this is obviously a sneak peek, so this thing is still kind of in progress. But yeah, there you go, a little sneak peek at the next Where Darkness Dwells mod, basically, and which is Where Darkness Dwells Crimson Moons. So if you want to keep up to date with this one, because there's going to be no link in the description for this one, but if you want to keep up to date with how this mod is progressing or anything like that, you will find a link to my Discord, and specifically the channel for this one, because also I've got a couple of different tech channels on my Discord, into which this is one of them. So I'll leave a link in the description below to my Discord channel, where you can keep up to date with Crimson Moons, you can keep up to date with what's going on with Skyrim, and just anything else in general, basically. Alright, I'm not going to do the end of this one's going to be a little bit different, because it's like, yeah, this one obviously you can't play yet, no one can play it yet, so but this is obviously made by me. Skyrim made by me, but there will be a link in the description for that one. And then we also had Player Home I Need a Treat by Ferret854, which I think that will be one that I will be keeping an eye on. Alright, now if you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like, and why not subscribe to the channel, as there are plenty of other Skyrim videos on this channel for you to binge watch if you want. If you could, of course, if you could deal with my horrendous voice. But yeah, right, it's simple. And again, and all the other, all the other bloody stuff. Every channel asks you to do it. You know, it's this, that, and the other, la la la, like, subscribe, blah blah blah, this, blah blah. Fireblood, Discord, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's it. I'm very nonchalant with this crap. Anyway, enough of my waffling on. Time for me to get out of here. So until next time, I'll see you all later.